Welcome to the Cast and Camo podcast, where we talk about hunting, fishing, and all things outdoors. Grab your fishing rod, put on your favorite camo, or just sit back and enjoy this week's topic. Cast and Camo begins now.
Yo, Eric, what is happening?
Good evening, Todd. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I finally had a weekend that didn't suck.
Is that right?
Yeah, and my boat works. I went and got the boat out of storage yesterday. Everything kind of worked. The radio is the only thing that's not working in my boat right now, which I'm okay with. I have to replace it anyway. It doesn't have Bluetooth. You know, we're in a new century now.
I guess it's time for a new boat.
Yeah, otherwise I would have to have you sing all the time. No. New radio, not a new boat.
No, new boat.
No.
They've got all new stuff. Sea Arc has some fantastic new stuff you need, Todd.
I mean, they do, and there is a dealer that's right down the road from me that sells Sea Arc boats, and I was looking at them late last week and drooling a little bit. Not gonna lie, I was drooling a little bit. They are some nice boats, and ironically, you know, you're jumping into the housekeeping a little early, but that Sea Arc is one of our sponsors. Everybody, go check out Sea Arc Boats, www.seaarcboats.com. What's up, chat? Just as a reminder for everybody that is watching on YouTube later, listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, we are live. We do our show live on Twitch every Sunday evening, still at 7 p.m. I think we had to do 7 p.m. no matter what today, because somebody, I won't mention any names, he had to go fishing. Some of us didn't go fishing this weekend, even though it was fishing opener in Minnesota. Hence the walleye behind me. Do you guys even have a fishing opener?
Who, us?
Yeah. No?
It's fishing all the time in Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why we have to live in such a communist state that tells us we can't fish for fish until a certain date.
Well, it's pretty difficult to have seasons when you don't have trout at this end of the state. You don't have, muskie at this end of the state. I'm sure there's a muskie season on the eastern side.
What do you mean you're sure? You live there.
Well, I don't go to the eastern side except for today. I was over on the eastern side today.
Mm-hmm. Did you catch any fish today?
Yes, I did. I caught four.
You caught 4?
And I lost one.
And you lost one. That must have been when I stepped away.
No, you were there. Come on.
I was there?
Yes.
All right. I believe
you were there. Yeah, I lost. It was that big.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it would have been a big boy, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a 70 plus.
Blue cat?
No, carp.
No, carp. 70-pound carp.
70-pound carp. Yeah.
Call you buzzard.
Yeah. And the bad part of it is I couldn't even stream it because I went down fishing, got all set up, turned on my stream, which some of you know, got my stream on, and then Sarah ruined it for me. I cried the rest of the day. She said my stream sucked.
Oh, she's told me many times that my stream sucked, but it wasn't because of the quality of the video. Mostly just because I suck at fishing and I suck at streaming. So she's told me plenty of times that you that sucked. That was awful. So don't feel bad. At least for you, it was because your signal wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I had hardly any signal. We tried to do it at 480 today, it just wouldn't work. You were there. I mean, it was freezing, locking up. So I shut it down, and I fished anyway. I enjoyed the afternoon, and then I drove home. I actually have been home maybe I got home here
hour and a half.
6:10. I walked in the door. So yeah,
crazy.
Took a shower.
Did you shower? You still smell kind of a little bit.
No, I took a shower. I got some smelly stuff on. Can you smell it? Here.
Oh. Ozzy. There you go.
I want to know one thing. How come Sarah's sticking up for Ozzy?
Oh, they're besties now.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she's just dumping me.
Yeah. Yep. It's unfortunate. But welcome in everybody in chat. Welcome. It is Sunday evening. We kind of went off the rails a little bit right off the beginning. Wow, we had a level 2 hype train? I didn't even.
Yes.
Dang.
You didn't even pay attention.
No. I find it very distracting to pay attention to the people that watch us. I feel like they don't deserve it yet. I kid.
Wow.
I joke.
Wow, Joker ain't never gonna be nice to you again.
No, probably not. Well, he never really was. It was, one of those deals. But yes, so going back to kind of our housekeeping items, we are on YouTube as well, Cast and Camo TV on YouTube. If you haven't checked the previous videos, our previous podcasts, you can find those all on Cast and Camo TV on YouTube. Also, check our website. If you're in our chat, !website will pull up our website, castandcamotv.com. We have our last 12 episodes on the website. For right now, we can only put 12 on. We're on episode 31. How about that? 31 already.
Doesn't even feel like it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So back to our sponsors. We already talked about Sea Arc Boats. They're amazing. Texas Select Seasonings. What's up, Lee? Welcome in. Texas Select Seasonings. Get your discount. Use discount code CAST and CAMO in all caps to get 15% off your order. !BBQ in our chat to get the link to Texas Select Seasonings, or just go to TexasSelectSeasonings.com. Deer 30, also a sponsor of us, giving a huge. Now, y'all are going to see when we bring our guests on tonight, I guarantee they use Deer 30. And if they don't, they should. Because you know why? Y'all are listening, Katie, Landon. Because if you use Cast and Camo 24 as your discount code, you get 24% off all of your deer food needs, minerals, food plot stuff, all sorts of shit. 24% off using Cast and Camo 24 as your discount code. Get to their website, Deer 30 in our chat to get that link. Use these discounts, y'all. They're wanting orders, and you get to save money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not working. There it is. There it is. Save that money. I had to warm up a little bit. That's all right. All right. So last week we talked about the Carp Clash tourney on Twitch. 20 some participants, a bunch of them, like almost 20 people or 15 people have caught fish. I think it's like 32 participants and over 20 of them have caught carp so far. You were in the lead last Sunday when we talked.
Yes.
And then I'm pretty sure Joker jinxed it by bringing that up on the show last week.
Yeah.
And now I believe you've fallen into what, 4th, 5th?
I'm in 4th. Well, as of before the start of this, there's a little guy from up in Connecticut, little round, short guy. He accidentally caught a couple of fish today and took over my position.
Took over 3rd place, did he?
Yeah, but I'm coming up behind him. He better watch out.
Is that a threat? Are you threatening him?
No, that's a promise. I'm gonna drive. I'm driving to his house tomorrow.
Why?
I'm going to be sitting in his fishing spot tomorrow morning.
Are you going to drive to Ozzy's place and
yeah, I'm going to go visit Linda.
Yeah, to pull a Nancy Kerrigan or Tanya Harding and just take him out at the knees.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and then go fishing in a spot. I think that's a great idea. We're trying to do all sorts of things here.
He's not short.
I have no idea how tall Ozzy is, but Ozzy, congratulations on taking over third place from Eric. We'll see how many more days we have. 2?
We have Wednesday, 3 more days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're done Wednesday night at midnight.
All right. Are you going out all 3 days?
No, I've got storms, 100% rain tomorrow and the next day, but I get to go Wednesday.
So you're like from Florida now? You can't fish in the rain? No such things as an umbrella?
Not in a thunderstorm. Did you see what happened to PB a week ago, 2 weeks ago? He's out there standing and the lightning hits right beside him.
I'm convinced that was all CGI.
No. He actually smelled the hair burning off the rocks.
What?
No.
That doesn't even make no sense.
I know. You'll be all right.
Okay.
And you're not 5'11" and a half either, Ozzy.
No, I'd say 5'11" and a quarter at the very most.
4'2".
Might be 5'11" round. Maybe. I don't know. Anywho, next week. So that was last week. We're dragging. We're going off on so many tangents tonight. What the hell? It's going wrong. So that was last week, Carp Clash. Next week, we've got Katie Jo Davis. An amazing, this girl's going to knock your socks off next week, Eric. She's full of piss and vinegar, as my grandpa would say. She's something else. She's got a personality, and she's one hell of a fisherman and has her own charter business. So we're going to talk to Katie Jo Davis next week.
So we're going on a chartering fishing trip?
I would love to. I would love to work that out with Katie. Maybe this week we can, talk to her and see if we can. I doubt she's going to pay for the flights, but she might take us out fishing. You never know. We'll see. Anywho, back to our show of this week. We'll introduce our guests, but last week we tried something new and it worked out famously, I would say. And we created a new famous carp named Linda. We brought Linda. Well, we thought we brought Linda back together with Ozzy since he made out with her. And clearly, as we learned last week, it meant a lot to Linda, that makeout session. I did not see Ozzy reunite with Linda this week. So I don't know if he's playing a little hard to get or what the deal is, but we at least brought them back together for one more time, right? So since last week's calls worked so well, we're gonna do it again this week. We're gonna try some live calls. So let's switch on over to our calls. All right, let's see what happens. The lines are open. Oh, there's our first call. Let's get that answered. Okay. All right. You have called Cast and Camo. You are live with Eric and Todd. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for calling in. I'm seeing from our executive producer, you're going by the name Anonymous. Is that accurate? I was hoping when I saw that I might be able to distinguish your name or your name from your voice, but I'm not recognizing. Do you want to share your name?
I'd prefer to remain anonymous for now, if that's okay.
Okay. We'll let you remain anonymous. All right.
I've been listening and watching your show since you guys started. I have enjoyed every episode. You guys do a great job.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Anonymous. That's very kind of you, Eric. We have a loyal listener and watcher. This is very, very nice. We appreciate and we love our loyal listeners and watchers and followers. So thank you. What has you calling in this evening, Mr. Anonymous?
Well, I wanted to remain anonymous, but I am Buzzard's hair that he cut off on Thursday. I was very disappointed in his decision to chop me off. He did it without even consulting me on how it would make me feel.
What? Oh, okay, hold on. First of all, I'm going to put you on hold, Buzzard's hair. Eric, I would have never expected this. We have Buzzard's hair calling in. He just got cut off last week, Thursday, which shocked all of us. And based on what the hair is saying is Buzzard didn't even converse with the hair before he cut it off. How do you feel about learning that he didn't even ask the hair if it would be okay by being cut off?
This is horrible.
It's terrible. I had so many ideas for that hair, but it's savage, just a savage cutting.
When he started cutting, I begged and pleaded with him to stop and at least keep the back long to have a sweet mullet. He didn't listen though. Now I can't watch Cast and Camo anymore and I really miss my brother, Buzzard's scalp.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, Eric. When you grow your hair, it's coming out of your scalp. There has to be a bond. This is what we're learning, that Buzzard's hair, after 3-4 years of not being cut, had grown very close bond with the scalp, which I understand. And I agree. I wish he would have consulted even us. He consulted nobody. He didn't call you, did he, Eric?
No, he didn't call me. He called me on Discord after he did it.
I mean, he could have at least left the back, like his hair is saying. Throw me a bone, leave the back long. Let's have a mullet for a little while. Mullets are awesome. He loves hockey. Why didn't he keep the back as a mullet for hockey here? I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, we got another call coming in while we're. Executive producer Joker's answering it right now. Okay, he's giving me. This is about to get interesting. Let's patch in this call, Joker, Mr. Executive Producer. Let's patch that call in with this one. And I'm seeing on our call list. This is amazing. We have Buzzard Scalp calling in as well. Clearly there was a bond. Let's bring Scalp in.
I heard my brother say how much he missed me, so I had to call in and say how I miss my hair so much.
Yeah.
OMG, is that really you, Brother Scalp?
Yes, it is really me. I have been so sad since Buzzard cut you away from me. I have been making him itch with dandruff and lice since Thursday as punishment.
Oh my! Wait, whoa, Eric. So the Scalp is so upset that this has happened. He is purposely creating dandruff and bringing in lice to make Buzzard scratch his head. That's savage, right there. That's savage. Are you being for real, Scalp?
Of course. Why would he have at least left the back? Mullets are so cool.
There we go.
But no, he had to be selfish. Since his brain, or what's left of it, is my next door neighbor. I heard his thoughts that he would save so much on hair product he could buy more fishing rods and reels.
What? He already has 74 of them. He freaking got rid of me so he could buy more of them. That stings right in the heart of my split ends.
Oh, right in the heart of the split ends. Okay, we were all wondering what Buzzard's motivation was to cutting the hair, but now what we're learning from his scalp, which is right by the brain, he can hear the thoughts happening. They're very rare, but when they happen, the scalp can hear them. The motivation was to save money on hair products so he could buy more fishing rods and reels. This is incredible. This is unfair. This is injustice.
He already has 250 reels and rods.
Oh, that's what the Scalp is saying. He's already got 74 of them. What does he need to save money to buy more for?
Yeah.
This is just so disappointing. At least we have the motive. Buzzard Scalp called in, gave us the motive. Thank you so much for that, bringing you and your, I guess, ex. We have to call it ex-brother now because the hair is cut off. It's sad.
I need to get going. I have to call Locks of Love to tell them about the wasted hair that was thrown away, and then order more lice. It's time to double down on this, Sumbish.
Oh, Buzzard, get ready. your scalp is doubling down if you get that itch. All I can say is, told you so. Shouldn't cut your hair, brother. All right. Well, interesting. That was the scalp, and we've got the hair still around. Scalp is gone. Hair, do you have anything else to say?
Goodbye, my brother. I don't have much longer to live now that I've been separate from you. Please tell the new growth hair to get bent. It will never be as awesome as I was.
Oh, that's... Oh. I think we just literally heard the hair die. That was, I think, agonal breathing is what they call it in the business. That's unfortunate, but hey, at least we got to the bottom of Buzzard cutting his long hair. It's still very disappointing. Oh, there's our third call. Welcome to Cast and Camo. You have reached Todd and Eric. What is on your mind tonight?
Gotcha, bitch.
It's the Tick. The Tick called in under a different name, said "Gotcha, bitch," and then gave you an evil laugh. But here's the deal. I'm not letting him go this easy, Eric. Last week we really didn't have much control. This time he was on long enough. We were able to trace the number. Let's call him back. I want you to chew his ass. I want you to give this have this opportunity. So let's call him back.
I don't know if I want to chew him.
No. Yeah, you do.
It gave me Lyme disease.
True. It's ringing.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
What? This Tick, Eric, shows up out of nowhere, gives you Lyme's disease. Now for 2 weeks in a row, calls and taunts you. And when we try to call him back, he disconnects his line. This is war. We're not letting. You got to get him. You got to get him, man.
Oh, we're gonna get him.
That is unfortunate. I feel like that was the dumbest thing we've ever done, but it was fun nonetheless. We got some good calls, and maybe next week will be better. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's get to the show. We've wasted way too much time already. Our guests are probably sleeping. That'd be my guess once we pull them up. But we're gonna pull them up. Landon and Katie.
Good.
They were sleeping. Look at that. Smart asses. I like them already. I like them. They fit in perfectly. What's up, Landon? Hello, Katie. Happy Sunday evening. So we're going to start with, I have a couple things, and I'm going to kind of have you guys kind of jump into some stuff. Just to let everybody know, hold on. Okay. So knife maker, bladesmith, or blacksmith? Yep. Which one?
Knife maker.
Okay. At some point, I want you to just explain to me the difference. Fuck it. Do it right now. What's the difference?
We'll call it. I'm a handle maker. So I work off of blanks, whether it's just outright buying, blank steel from multiple online avenues. I have a couple gentlemen who do some of my steel work for me. I'll create a shape, template, measurements, and then send off an order of 50 to 100 at a time. I want 10 of this one, 20 of that one, so I get multiples of the same shape. And then I do all the handle work. So the handles are my bread and butter because my business slogan is I'm doing something new and never before seen with a weapon that's older than prostitution. So that's
my other second job.
I'm doing stuff people have never seen before in handles.
Yes. I was looking at them, and I'm in love with so many of them.
I do have some, some of them up here. So when if you want to see some of the stuff,
Sure.
I can grab them off my table next to me at some point.
Well, it looks like my commands aren't working. This is just going so awesome tonight, Eric. it's like we planned everything to go to shit. Well, we're trying our best. Forest Field Custom Cutlery is the name of Landon's business. Maybe Sarah can help by fixing my command so we can get the link in there, or I can just post it in there right now
And
too.
it's not AND, it's the ampersand, the
Yes.
symbol for and.
Yeah, I'm just going to post your Facebook link right into our chat. That way they can have it. And then we'll post that same link on YouTube after the fact, so people can get to your page. And so let's take a step back. Let's go super high level, 30,000 foot overview of where did this start? Did it start as a hobby? Like, take us back into where this started and how it got to where you're at today.
Well, I was working in a factory making boxes, working 50, 60 hours a week. Every weekend we were getting forced overtime. And after I asked her to marry me, 6 years ago, I guess, I asked you, we were making the decision almost 6 years ago if we wanted to take a loan out or save for the wedding. And we had a date picked. So I looked at her, I said, okay, well, we can either take a loan out and eat the payments, just added to our monthly bills. We can maybe not save enough money for the wedding and then be screwed and have to take a small loan out, or I can start trying to make knives. And if I sell 2 or 3 of them a month, then that pays our wedding loan. So we took a loan out and I started strictly antler handles is what I was going to do originally.
Okay.
And it's turned into, I rarely do antler handles now unless someone wants an antler handle because of what I'm doing with everything else.
And you're doing some fancy stuff. I think it's fancy.
Yeah. After 2 years, I went full time. Okay. So right before COVID, basically, or like during COVID, I went full time just making knives. I quit my job. I walked in one day, said, you know what? I'm done with the factory. I'll be home all the time. Granted, I'll be working all the time, but I'll be home. So, and then about a year ago, the shows kind of started declining because of the economy and so on and so forth. And so I went back to doing taxidermy now.
Okay.
So I do the knives
and then I do the turkeys that I saw
full time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's stay high level for a second because we'll get into some of the details. But how do you, when you're looking, okay, so you're ordering these blades.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have ideas in your mind already for some of the handles and what they might be like to get a specific kind of blade, whether it's full tang, not full tang, all of that stuff? What goes through your mind when you're kind of creating these ideas?
So I've probably got a backlog of about 40 ideas that have it started with like, okay, I got 3 ideas. I'm going to, put those together. And then it turned into, I've got 10 ideas. Okay, I'm going to do 2 or 3 of those as I'm making, other basic knives to sell at lower prices. And then it went to 15. And then, okay, I'm going to do 2. And then so now I'm at like 40 ideas in the back of my head that I tell people I'm waiting to vomit the idea out. Because that's kind of how it just happens. Like, I'm not like, okay, in a week I'm going to do this knife. It's like, bleh, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Eric, how many knives do you have in general?
God, I don't know. A lot.
Right? Yes.
A lot.
Which is usually the response.
I bet I have more.
For most people, yeah, it's kind of like buzzard and fishing rods. You can have 74, but there's always room for another one.
Yeah.
You can always have another one. Because there's always something. And what I love about knives is kind of like what you're doing with the handles. It's a unique thing. And when you find something that's unique that nobody else has made or is making in production, mass producing, to me, that's special. And it's the same thing for like ice spearing decoys. The guys, and we're going to have a decoy maker on hopefully soon. But it's the same thing when they're making, it's art, man. And that is a unique thing that you can't just go to some random store and buy. To me, that makes it extra special. So the stuff that you're making is, man, it's so freaking cool.
Well,
so cool.
And I was actually, I went to Pheasant Fest in South Dakota this February, and I sold there, and I had a younger gentleman. He was about 85, and his name was Calvin Klein. Yeah. His name was Calvin Klein, and he was like the #1 known here in the Sioux Falls area. And he walked into my booth and, poked around a little bit, and then walked up to me and was like, started just, BS, and was like, I've been trying to figure out how to put feathers into a knife handle, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at him and I went, follow me. And I walked him over to my pheasant feathers and my grouse and my bobwhite quail handles. And he just jaw dropped, decided to poke around and look at him. He was trying to figure out how I did it. I gave him, some information on how I did it. And then he came back 10 minutes later, was like, I just got to buy one. Because, he's an 85-year-old knife maker who's probably been doing it for 50 years. And I figured it out in under, 6. And then 2 guys that were in my booth after he left were like, do you know who that is? And I was like, no, Calvin Klein. And they're like, I've got 4 of his knives. This guy had 2 of his knives. He's like, the biggest knife maker out in the Sioux Falls area. So it's kind of a ego boost, I guess, to have someone like that.
Yeah. Is that what made your beard grow so fast?
And then he brought his buddy back and he bought one as well.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. So Eric, I have a question for you. Have you ever tried to make a knife or even a handle?
Yes.
Did you whittle it?
No.
No. So was it wood?
Yes.
Okay. What were you trying to? I'm getting to. What were you trying to make? What was your idea?
I had a Flint Ridge knife that I found, and I wanted to put it on a deer antler. Okay. Well, that didn't work. I worked and worked and worked trying to figure out how I was going to get it on there, because I was going to wrap it with a rawhide and put it on to make the knife fit on the deer antler. It didn't work too well. So I got a piece of wood and stuck it on there and started to shave it. The wood fractured, broke, so I just gave up. That's all I ever did. Yeah. I gave up too easy. I had too many other things going. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have happened to me. I would have done the same thing. I'll go buy one from somebody.
Stabilized wood.
Stabilized wood. I don't even know what that means. I just go to
the
my
stuff
backyard.
he was using was Lowe's wood, basically something you can get from Menards or whatever. It's porous. It's going to expand and contract with moisture and warm and cool temperatures. And basically stabilized wood, you are taking it and putting it into a pressure pot, that chunk of wood, whatever it is, oak or, curly maple or what have you, and then submerging it in epoxy. And then you turn the pressure pot in, and that pushes the epoxy all the way through the wood, and then it hardens and you cut it out. So it turns it into a non-expanding solid, almost like a composite, like a plastic, but it's wood. Great.
Are you giving away your secrets right now?
No, everybody that makes knives knows that. Okay. I won't say everybody knows that.
All right. Well, good. I don't want you giving away your secrets until after we're off air. Then, by all means, share all your secrets of the trade with us, so then we can take your thoughts and make them happen. What is the craziest? What's the craziest material you use to make a handle?
I didn't bring one up. Craziest or most out of the box would be horse shit bullshit, and zebra shit. Stabilized.
Stabilized
Stabilized manure.
Are you being serious?
So I started selling. I started selling at the Minnesota Horse Expo, and I was like, I want something that drives towards cowboys, cowgirls, the country folk that have cows, have horses, what have you. So I compress dry for a month or two, and then stabilize it, and it basically turns it to a solid like a wood, and smells like dirt when I shape and sand it.
What?
It literally just looks like dirt with like hay and stuff in it.
It's a polished turd.
Yeah, it's a polished turd. I know how to polish turds.
Yeah, I work with one.
Yeah. You're
No,
pointing
I
right
work
at
with
me,
one.
you know.
Yeah, really.
You're
Yeah,
pointing
no,
right at me.
right here. This guy
You gotta
right
use
here.
the other hand.
By the way, Todd,
Yeah.
have you ever had a polished turd knife?
No.
I think you need to order one. Can you? Let me ask you a question. Could you make one out of a walrus tusk force?
Yeah, they're not cheap. So
whoa,
there's
let's back up.
people doing mammoth tusk, like old mammoth tusk, and then you dye it so you can have like blues within the tusk and all that, or reds or whatever. And for me to get just the like two scales is like $500-600 just for mammoth tusk. So I don't know about walrus tusk.
Walrus tusk, I'm sure
it's
is
ridiculous.
Like,
it's not
I'm
something.
Sure it's like $1,200 or something. It's all right. Todd's got it. Go ahead, Todd.
Well, that's one of the reasons I think I was more successful in the way I wanted to just focus on handles is it allows me to keep my prices way more reasonable. So like if I were forging and doing everything and so on and so forth, I'd be 3 to 5 times the price I'm at.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why the handles are my bread and butter, because I'm in the 150 to I think 275 is my most expensive knife on my table right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I've got $150 into just the materials.
Right.
If I wanted a specific blade, would you talk to your blade maker to say, this is what I want? I want a 50-layer Damascus. I want a 100-layer Damascus. I want a raindrop Damascus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's easier and I'm, if it's like, oh, well, it'll be 6 months, I can find something comparable somewhere else.
Okay.
Just, good old online, what have you. I'm trying to find
could I send my own? Could I send a blade from that I get?
Yeah, absolutely.
And send it to you and you just make the handle? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, I've rebuilt things like old K-bars with the leather stacked handles that have rotted out, but it's, great grandpa's knife and grandson wants to, bring it back to life and so on and so forth.
Sure.
So I've done a few rebuilds.
Eric.
That's where it gets a little sketchy, because breaking it down and you just don't know what you're getting in until it's apart.
Right.
So
not walrus tusks, Eric, but what's the other? Because those are hard to get, and I think they're mostly illegal.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask him. I think unless they're an older, I think we read that, me and you.
Yeah.
I think it has to be older. You can't have any newer tusks or nothing like that to be sold, I think.
Yeah, it's a certain year that.
Yeah,
like,
it's
it was
almost like the
grandfathered in.
Mastodon tusk.
Yeah, it was grandfathered in.
But we could make one out of the walrus peen. Those you can get your hands on.
You could, but you don't want one out of that.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
You'd need multiple hands, like a whole group of hands. But you could make a handle out of that, I would think.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
All right. See, now I'm starting to get 50 ideas in my head. And this interview is starting to get really expensive for me, because I'm coming up with all sorts of ideas of things that I would love to have. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about
this is what stabilized shit looks like.
Okay.
It's just dark and grainy and has hay and stuff in it, and
Right.
it's nothing special other than the fact of what it's made out of.
Oh, that was the bullshit knife?
Yep. That was one of the shit handles.
Oh.
It all kind of looks the same. Well,
that's not so bad.
Oh.
I think I should order one for you, Eric. Because you're full of bullshit.
No.
Yeah. I think so. It worked.
I told you today that I was going to catch carp, and you said I wouldn't.
Well, this is true. You'd box me a little bit. Can we talk about? Can you tell the story? Because I saw this in your Facebook photos, and I wanted to see more of the conversation that you had. I don't even remember the guy's name, but you posted a screenshot of a conversation that you were having with somebody that I think they were a hater, and I think they were.
Yeah,
I don't know what the whole thing is, but I want to hear the story.
I don't even know. He reached out. I think so. After looking at it and looking at the conversation and how he was speaking, I think he was like one of those, like an overseas trying to whatever, just create waves or something. But literally, like, he reached out to me talking about, I want a knife, blah, blah, blah. What do you have? I sent him some pictures. And then he decided to, like, start telling me that they were, being made somewhere else and this and that. And he didn't, just be truthful. And I'm like, I can take pictures of the 3 inches of dust in my garage. And yeah, like, I'm not making the blades, and so it just broke down to, like, me being like, what, buddy, have a good day. I blocked him. He said he was going to, like, send all these actual knife makers over to look at my page and confirm that, I wasn't doing the work. And I'm like, I'm doing things I know you've never seen before. So, okay, have a good day. And then I
would have said, please do. Please send everybody and everybody you can think of. Send my link out to everyone and have them come and check it out.
Well, and he had asked where my next show was, which was the Minnesota Horse Expo, and he was like, "I'll see you there with some other knife makers." I was like, "Okay," and he never showed up. So,
I call bullshit because you call yourself a knife maker, but you only make the handles. So I'm going to call you a handle maker. How about that?
Like, here, have you ever seen anything like that?
No, but I saw the picture and I was like, "Oh my god, I need one! I need one of those so bad." I love that one. I love so for those that are not watching and listening, it's a lure. Yes, that's it, because it glows in the dark and there's glow lures in there.
That's probably my most popular. That's my most popular knife right there.
That knife is so badass.
Yeah, they're all glow in the dark shade.
Yeah. Yes. I saw that one. I sent it to a couple of people, both of those. I sent them to some people today. I'm like, check this out. Like, have you ever seen anything like this? No, you haven't. Let me just answer for you.
That is pretty nice. I was looking at it on your website, the glow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I really like is the perch, the yellow perch.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. I love that one.
I must miss that one.
How did I miss that one?
It's really...
I actually transferred that style into a rod. It's hard to see with the glow, but that's the same as the glow jig fillet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a ice rod.
Oh, am freaking
That's them
G.
glowing.
That's pretty neat.
Oh.
I imagine you can make a rod handle then.
I mean, that's ultimately what you just did, right?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, for a regular fishing casting rod, you could probably replace
the
that
handle.
end.
The handle gets a little heavy. I know a lot of people are all about light when it comes to ice fishing and casting, but you're basically putting something that's denser than water on, a 12-inch handle rod.
I don't know
that it has to get wider than an ice rod. Yeah. I have a lot of people who buy the rod and just hang it up in their like ice shack with a little black light under it. So it just, it's a talking point when it comes down to it.
Right.
I don't make anything out of those. I've got $200 in material or $100 in the materials, and I got $200 on them.
Yep. What is there anything you wouldn't make a handle for? Axe? Do you make axe handles?
I have yet to say no and commit to saying no. I said no once recently to a repeat customer who always does custom. I started doing 1911 grips about 4 years ago, and there's such a pain because I don't use a jig, I don't use a CNC to shape. It's all like I like drilling and hand shaping it and rounding it and everything, and I'm putting bullets and expanded, hollow points and bullet casings and stuff in them, and I wasn't making any money off of them.
Right.
Like I'd have 12, 15 hours into a set, and I was selling them for 200 if I was selling them. Yeah. And I told him, I said, no, I don't do them anymore. And then 20 minutes later, I called him back. I was like, I'll do them, but you're going to pay for them. He's like, how much? And I told him the price, and he was like, all right. Didn't even hesitate.
Okay.
He had a knife, and he wanted
sense.
he had bought a knife and wanted a match set for his grips because he does a lot of car shows. And then he's got an old school car that has like a slide out in the glove box, and then he has the knife and the gun and all these, things that match now in the car to show off.
That's badass. Eric, do you have one of those? You have guns? Eric used to be a cop. He was a cop for 20. He was a police chief for 25 years. Did you ever have a thought where maybe you could provide your police force, Eric, with custom resin handles on their guns, making them happier?
No, I wouldn't make them happier. They don't need to be happy. First of all, they don't. I don't want them taking them out and showing everyone on the street. Look at my custom gun. You know what I mean? You just don't want to do that as a police officer. You know what I mean? And it already costs enough with what we buy, let alone send them out and getting special stuff made for them. Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, I wouldn't be interested in that. I'd be getting complaints all the time.
I would, if I was...
I don't even want...
Go ahead.
I was thinking about showing a picture of the grips. but I don't even want to show them because I don't want to do them anymore.
I don't blame you.
I don't either.
Like, I don't want to promote them in any way.
Yeah.
Unless you're paying $300 to $400 for them, and then that's a very small demographic.
Yeah. What do you say to those that use paracord for a knife handle?
If it's their thing, it's their thing. Doesn't bother me. I thought about doing paracord, but encased in epoxy, so you actually have a handle shape. Yep.
I think that would be badass.
I imagine that would look pretty.
Starting
and
giveaway.
I've got some fishing rod handles that are paracord that I like.
I wanted
to imagine having a knife with it though.
I wanted to do a prison shank, like rubber bands and just crap to make a handle. Just go weird with it and then encase it in epoxy and sand it down, so it's just like looks like a prison shank handle. That's the 40 ideas in my head that just aren't coming out until I have time randomly being vomited out.
I'm gonna stop you guys because we have 43 seconds for a timeout, and then we're gonna time somebody else out. I don't know how to stop it.
You ain't gonna stop it.
I don't think so.
It doesn't. She can try cancel. Let me try.
I don't know what. There's no giveaway tonight, people. Sarah's on, or Sarah can give something away if she wants.
Okay, I'll give a knife away.
You guys can't see it, but Sarah, one of our mods, a good friend of ours. Somebody likes to come in and say they're only here for the giveaway. Well, since the last time they've said that, we've actually started giveaways and doing giveaways. And she forgot that command is there. So now it's spinning to pick the winner of absolutely nothing.
Some of our sponsors give us something to give out.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Type in chat to claim your prize.
Nothing. Please type in chat RC Medic so we can get that off the screen, please. And we can continue.
No, hey, let's give RC Medic a night.
No, we probably should let everyone have a chance at it. So.
If we want to do a giveaway, if we want to do a giveaway, we can.
Yeah,
we're going to give everybody a shot.
Yeah, everyone should get a chance because I put in the
I got you.
Yeah, so there was only 2 people that joined that little chat. So if we're going to do that, we got to let everyone. Yeah.
So I'm doing it when shows were really good, and then in the beginning I did a thing called Fuck It, Be My Friday.
Selecting
And
new
every once in a while
winner.
on Friday I go back.
Hold on 1 second. It was fun again.
Yeah, because RC Medic, they can't hear us. The music's so freaking loud, nobody can hear us right now.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Type
They
in chat
should
to
be able
claim
to
your
hear you.
prize.
Oh, the music's too loud. Chat, please type in chat. Please type in chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Where did Medic go? Medic!
Medic is getting banned right now for letting that fucking thing go for 45 seconds and making it respin. That's where Medic is. He's in the corner of the ban. He got banned.
You don't win nothing, Jeff. We didn't have it. If there was an accident, we're blaming this on Sarah Socks.
That was actually pretty funny.
Or
You
Maud.
guys couldn't see the fun, but yeah, sorry about that,
It was
everybody.
bad.
It's all right.
Oh, my Lord.
It's one of those nights, man. It's one of those nights. But there's RC Medic. Thanks, dickhead, for not saying anything, for not typing in chat.
Yeah, you guys got to. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, that made us go right in the middle. It's all right. We're just. I think Sarah needs to be banned too.
No, I know what she was doing. I know what she was doing. I blame Gamer, actually. Gamer's the one that came in, and he's always the one that says he's here for the giveaway. So,
Yeah.
And we used to have a command just for Gamer for the giveaway, and now it's actually an official giveaway because we are actually giving
How
stuff
did
away.
she do exclamation giveaway anyway?
Because Gamers came in and said, I'm here for the giveaway. And normally when he says that, we type in exclamation point giveaway, and there's a little message that pops up says, Gamer, you won. That's why.
Oh, she forgot that we actually have the giveaway now.
Correct. Not a big deal. Look, this is. Hold on. Is this going to work? Sorry, you guys. It's a shit show tonight.
We're doing well,
Shit show.
Todd.
I don't have. I do.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Yep, do it live.
All right.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Can I ask you guys a question? We have a question in chat that wants to know, do you have a website or is it just Facebook?
So just Facebook, and the reason I do that is I like to keep it personal. If you want to order something, I don't want you to just go on a website and pick 1, 7, and 12 options and me build it, because 80% of the time when someone comes to me with an idea and then I start using my brain to go off of that idea, it turns into a completely different knife.
Okay.
And they're way happier with it than the original idea that they had of, like, I want a blue handle with swirls.
Oh, you just won't be able to keep up.
Because I will tell you, Moose, he already said his prices are between, what'd you say, 150 and 275?
150, 275, but I do have like $50 knives too, where it's, non-stabilized wood, just slapped on quick, rough shaped. I call them my plug and plays, where I'm slapping them together as fast as possible. So I have knives from $50 with a sheath up to 275 roughly.
Right.
But just to clarify, those come as a full, like an actual knife, not just the handle.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure everybody knows that You're not just getting the handle, you're getting the knife.
This is $170 knife.
Okay. That has
beautiful.
the fishing hooks on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's fishing
They're
hooks
little
inside that
jigs.
knife.
Little jigs.
Yeah.
You're going to make me bankrupt.
So here's...
I need these knives.
Here's
We
the
have
thing.
more.
So
Just
most
wait.
of these, when the people contact you on Facebook, you're not looking for something you made before, for something special for the person. Like, you want them to have an idea to work with you to make that knife.
Yeah, so custom's my drive. When I do shows, I have 300-400 knives finished.
Right.
And about 40 of them, 30 of them are I made one, and it's a show, like
What you can do.
to show people what I'm doing. And it's it's like a made to order. Like, you can change the color of this, you can change the shape of that. You want this handle on this blade, it's kind of a mix and match. So I've got like 30 knives that I've made, just that are, the super unique stuff that aren't for sale outright. But then we, discuss, like, you want a blue background instead of a white background, and so on and so forth.
Build a knife.
Yep.
Interesting.
So I have knives that shows that are for sale outright, but my drive is custom. So a lot of people be like, "Oh, I just don't see anything I want. I really like that handle, but I like that blade." And I go, "Okay, let's make it."
Right. I mean, you can
typically, typically it's not, it's a little more because I've got, more time and work into actually getting the materials and building and so on and so forth. But, if it's a $120 knife and a, $80 knife that he likes, it'll probably be in like the 150 range when it's 160 range when it's actually done. He likes the handle of this one and the blade of that one,
Yeah.
I would assume the world's your oyster, right? I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You made knife handles out of shit.
Literally, yeah. Like, I've got a peacock feather one that I'm working on right now, where it's just a peacock feather on each side. I'm gonna put clear over it, a colored background, slap it on a knife, and then it's just unique. There's a feather in the handle. I do, like I was saying, this one's hard to see because it's a little dark here. So this is pheasant feathers.
Well, I was just going to say, I just looked at that on your site, on your Facebook site.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I like the pheasant one, but you don't happen to have that perch one there, do you?
No, I do not.
I'm telling you, Todd, you ought to see it. It actually glows. It actually glows too, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll get there. I'll find it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I've got 5,000 pictures.
It's amazing. I really, I think that interests me a lot, that one there.
Well, and I can do basically any fish. That's the cool thing.
Yeah. See, Ozzy should get Linda.
Well, I was going to ask. I would assume it, like, do people give you? And for everybody again listening after the fact, not seeing the audio or the visual, go check out our VOD. Go to oh my god, it's like a fish dragon knife.
Hold on.
Wait till you see the glow.
Oh my god, it glows.
I love it.
You guys, you have to check this guy out. His stuff is
that's
amazing.
What I went off of.
Yeah.
That's a hard picture. There you go.
Yeah. There
it's
you
hard
go.
to see.
Look at that. Yeah, it's
bright screen.
A knife handle that looks like a perch and it glows. Okay, so what if somebody says, "Hey, here's my hand. Here's like an imprint of my hand. Can you make a handle to the imprint of my hand?" I would assume the answer would be yes. See, I'm making him think now.
Yeah, it'd be the price would go up a little bit because I would have to buy I'd have to do a reverse mold basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could like whatever per se, like do whatever, a glow jig fillet, and I'd set all the jigs, and then I'd have a reverse mold that I would set it in and then pour, and then basically have it, yeah. And then just shine it up and, fix some of the sharp edges and, yeah.
I'm thinking. Now I'm really thinking.
You guys ever go down to Florida and fish like all the wild stuff down there?
Yeah, I mean,
like mahi and
yeah, there you go.
mahi
mahi knife. Little
and then again it glows in the dark.
Oh my god. Post it in there for you, Coward Creek. Yeah, I think we're gonna get some orders for you.
I know I'm gonna order one. I already know what I want.
One of the things I didn't grab, I'll show you one last picture here, because I couldn't find them buried in my knife bins, was the bullet knives that I do. And here's one. And that's all encased in clear epoxy.
Yeah.
Oh God! Careful!
Yeah,
careful!
Yeah.
Katie,
so
what the hell? Stop scrolling through our pictures. You never know. It's Mother's Day. We never know what's going to show up.
I do a saga. I do a Katie falling asleep in the car saga. That because anywhere we go, she literally will fall asleep in the car. So I take pictures every time she falls asleep in the car and then post them on my Facebook, and everybody loves it. She hates it, but she accepts it.
I got a little nervous there. You never know what's on on a married man's phone.
I made sure there was nothing within a few swipes before I got on here.
Okay. See, now her face. It's like you were outside all day, Katie. Your face isn't all red.
Yours is as red as mine, and I got sunburn.
Hot flashes. Yeah. It's just hot flashes.
I'm just waiting for the back of the hand to come up, flailing them.
That's later. Don't worry about that.
That's later? Okay, well.
At least she doesn't use a frying pan like my wife does,
This is true. This is very true. She does. God, I'm a huge fan, and I'm sure it's all fake and stupid because it's TV. I get it. But I love Forged in Fire. I love the show. It's super interesting to me.
I know a couple guys who've been on it.
Okay. So do you watch it? Have you watched it?
So I spent 3 years when I first started, and every show I would get asked multiple times, have you seen Forged in Fire? Have you seen? No, I haven't. So finally I just binged. I literally had never watched it. I binge watched it for like a month on Netflix. And then, so now I can say, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you see
they
these guys
do it over like.
Go ahead.
Yep.
When you see these guys on the show making the handles, do you look at it, watch them and be like,
yep.
Oh, dude, you did that all wrong. That was awful.
But they're time press.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be, it's not a good depiction of how a knife is made, if that makes sense. They're literally, I got to get something on this to get it so that it works. It's over a course of a couple days that they film, but they only give you an hour and a half each day to do each step.
I got
So it's not like they're doing it all in 6 hours.
Like they
filming,
say they do.
They're doing it over a course of a couple days. Yeah.
Okay. And I get that. Obviously, it's under a time constraint. So where I'm going with this is, would you ever consider doing a show like that where you are under a time constraint to make something amazing?
Nope.
Is it because
I'm very laid back when it comes to just life. And I don't like being pressured into doing something that I know isn't going to be my best work.
I can respect that 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great
like I've made knives for people.
Yeah.
I've made knives for people at custom orders, and I've gotten done with them, and I've been like, I'm not happy with it. So I'll reach out to them, send them pictures, and I'll be like, all right, here's the deal. I can remake it because I'm not happy with it, or I'll give you 40, 50, 60, depending on the price of the knife, off. So you make the call. Do you want to wait another month or two, or do you just want to take this one? And they're like, I don't see anything wrong with it most of the time, but me, I see this flaw and that bubble, and the bullet is a little more crooked on this side than this side, so on and so forth. So
I would assume the bubble. Oh, sorry, Eric. I've been talking all night. You go ahead.
We do have a question in chat. Yeah. What is your turnaround on the item once it's ordered?
3 to 4 months. Right now I'm about 4. I got about 16 orders on my table. 5 of them are the glow jig fillet.
Okay.
About 4 months right now. Typically it's 3. I've never gone past 5 months, and I've only once been late. When I said 3 months, it turned into like 3 months and a week.
Do you take your payments through PayPal and Cash
Venmo,
App?
PayPal, Apple Cash, Apple Pay. I've got the Square app. I can take cards over the phone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'll take a check, and it's got to clear, and then I'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Collar Creek, in response to that, that was his question. He says, so he has to order 3 at a time. Got it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you'll still be like 4 months out if you order 3. But if you order 1 and then in 3 months you order another one, that's 6 months.
Can you do a barbecue knife?
Yeah. Oh man. I'm gonna go back in my pictures. So I've done
Katie,
I gotta find this
Katie,
one.
you better be watching where he's scrolling there.
Right. No, I'm on it.
It's all knives in this album.
Okay.
I screenshot.
We're in the safe album.
Yeah. Little tallywhacker hanging around.
Welcome to my life.
Well, we're men. We're used to it.
To find, but
yeah. I'm sure on that Coward Crick that he can put your logo on it or whatever.
Yep.
He can put any kind of fish or.
So I've got a lady with a CNC machine that can CNC initials or what have you into it. If I can fit it in a handle, I can put it in a handle. It's got to be somewhat tighter, smaller, what have you. Like I did a Jeep themed handle with Micro Machine Jeeps that I just cut them in half, sanded them down until they were small enough Jeep logo, so it can definitely, if it can fit in a knife handle or I can make it fit, it can be done.
Does he have to call? Can he call you? Is
He
your
can,
phone number on Facebook there?
He can reach out to me on Facebook and then call me if he wants to get in depth. Typically, if it's just a quick, works out that I can chat with you, whatever. But if there's more, if it gets to a point, I'm just like, hey, here's my phone number, call me. I don't put my phone number out there except for on my business card, which I don't physically have one on me right now.
I will say,
here's a good
Landon
one. So this is
on Facebook very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right.
I've woken up at 2 a.m. to my phone going off and done 15 minutes of work. Like I won't even tell people, I'm sleeping. Get back to me tomorrow. I'll just get the gist of it and be like, I'll get back to you, in a day or two. And so this isn't a barbecue knife, but it's a like charcuterie board of everything: eggs, bacon, pork chops, veggies. Cool. So a barbecue knife can definitely be done.
Sweet.
And that's
cool.
That's the $275 knife because the miniatures are like $140 alone.
Right. Makes sense. I had so many questions. There are questions flooding into my head that I keep forgetting all of them. I want to go over all my notes first. I'll let you take your drink, get your palate cleansed. Eric, do you have any other questions while I'm paging through my notes?
I just want a knife with a nice big blue catfish on it.
Oh.
And, a carp, a blue catfish, a channel cat, a flathead. That'd be cool.
You just want like 16 fish on one knife?
No. I the 4.
Oh.
The 4 that I fished for.
So I have done photographs in knives. I did a photograph with a guy's 2 horses and then 3 cats on the other side. And then I did antler, butt end, and then just like a wood or whatever separation in between them. And then it's just a matter of, getting the picture to be the right size and kind of shape and curvature of however the handle works. And then connecting it to the tang of the knife and then pouring it. So you want legitimate photo.
If that's what I was just gonna say. So someone in our chat has killed a nice big buck last year, the year before, whatever, and they wanted their picture on a knife handle, they could actually get that.
It needs to be, so typically pictures are square. What's the word? It obscures it a little bit because you need to shrink it and stretch it.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah, I mean, so your fish that was this big will actually be this big in your store.
Right, exactly. That's what makes it great. Yeah, then
my arm span is actually 12 feet long, and this fish was 6 feet.
That's right. There we go.
Yep.
That could work for pictures of other things too. No, look, I promise it was. It's probably it's bigger than bigger than you think it is.
Yeah.
I would never send you a picture.
I can make a pencil look like a marker.
Oh my God, we are off the. Katie gives a thumbs up.
I do. I mean, this is. It's really cool what you can do with these because I never really thought about doing it with the knives. I've got a knife here that I don't care for the handle. It hurts my hand. I had it made special, but the handle, and I'm actually thinking about sending it to you and have you do something with it.
Right.
So, yeah, that might be really cool.
So with something like that, I always request photographs before anything gets sent so I can just look at it and say, yes, it can more than likely be done, or no, there's no way with the way the knife is constructed that it can, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that I'm not going to have you spend the money to ship it, me look at it and be like, nope, and then I got to spend the money to ship it back. I'd rather be at least 80% sure I can do it before I get the actual rebuild.
This is the knife that I am talking about. So the handle is actually, I would love to get the handle redone. And as you can see, it's actually, they've got straps on there when they did it for me to hold that together. So I guess just because of the size.
What's the handle material made out of?
I have no idea. It feels like plastic to me when he did it.
Well,
that's exactly what it feels like. So, yeah, I would.
Landon, I'll show you how this works. Yeah, Eric, I think I can do something, but it's probably going to cost about $750.
The barbecue guy just messaged my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have what I'm learning from tonight is you better get your ass in gear. That's what I'm thinking. You better get your ass in gear because you're going to have a bunch of orders coming in through. That's my hunch.
My ass is always in gear. I'm always running in 6th gear at 150 miles an hour. The last 2 nights I've been up till 3 a.m. building a bed frame for my buddy's kid.
Okay, so here's the big question. I left the hardest question probably for last. My boat windshield broke. I would like you to make me a new boat windshield.
So epoxy
just say
at 160 degrees. Epoxy at 160 degrees becomes malleable again. So the direct sunlight, and it will yellow in direct sunlight for a very long period of time. So if you want your boat windshield to start like this and end up like this at some point, then I could do it.
Okay.
But that's my thing is I'm going to forewarn people that, like, if epoxy starts to become soft again at 160 degrees.
Okay, we'll talk.
I have had 0 complaints. I haven't had anyone say, hey, I left my knife in my truck. It's a black interior, blah, blah, blah. And the side of it got all flat from it, whatever. I haven't had anyone. And I can fix things to an extent.
Right.
How do you avoid the bubbles?
that is not a trade secret, but it's a specific epoxy that allows me to pour, and it takes longer to cure. And I have a nail and with a fish hook on it, and a bobby pin with end of like on a paintbrush stick that I literally spend 15 minutes moving those bubbles out of spots that they get trapped in. Every once in a while, one gets past me, but what can you do?
What's your plan for when you get too big to be doing all of this special little pin poking? What are you gonna do? You're gonna teach Katie how to do it? You're gonna have an apprentice come in?
I've had multiple people. Yeah, I've had multiple people ask if they can just come over and like watch, customers or people at shows, this and that. They're just interested. And I'm kind of a dick when it comes to that because, one, I don't want some of my secrets getting out there, and two, I don't want to be working around you.
Right.
Like my daughter wanted to want to be right there.
Yeah.
She'll be just kind of standing behind me and I won't know she's there in the garage. I'm grinding or sanding away and I'll turn around and I'll almost shit myself because she's like right there. And I just like, you know what? If I lose this knife out of my hands on this buffing wheel and it comes off that buffing wheel at, 60, 80 miles an hour, and it's going to go into one of our feet, but I'm going to know that it's coming out of my hands and my feet are going to move. So I've had people ask me about, doing a, YouTube channel or whatever, and it's just, when it comes to making knives, I don't make one knife in a 12 to 15 hour time period. Mm-hmm. It's literally 30 minutes, an hour every day, 2 days, once the epoxy cures or this dries or, so I've got an assembly line of all of my knives that are custom orders. Mm-hmm. And the first one is almost done. Second one is just behind that until it's just parts to put together. Yeah, and I'll do one thing on most of those knives every day.
It's almost sounds like, Eric, you've seen it custom fishing rods. That's kind of how that goes as well. You've got that's a process of steps being taken with epoxy drying and doing this and doing that. So yeah, totally get it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
the bubble. Okay, I'll let you go on the bubble one. I'm not going to push it, but I can't even put a freaking screen protector on my phone without getting bubbles that I can't get out. I don't understand. It's amazing that you can do a whole freaking knife handle.
Do you use soap and water in yours with the screen protectors or any of that? Have you ever done that?
No.
You need to do that.
No.
Soap and water, do you put it on the thing and then you lay that on there and you can squeeze all that out?
Are we still talking about a screen protector?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Another Mr. Coward Creek Barbecue has another question. Do you like barbecue?
Seasoning.
Every day, if I could. Tacos, burgers, and barbecue.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's my diet.
There's your answer, Coward Creek, for that. I was drinking some Woodford. As long as you're asking. I'm out of questions. Eric, do you have any other questions?
No, but we'll be in touch with you. I know that for a fact.
Absolutely. Landon, Katie, is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to share with people and have people know about you, about your business, about your work? I want to give you that opportunity.
Speak up. No. Oh, I thought you had something.
Oh, no.
You good?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reach out with any questions.
Absolutely.
Expect it.
We'll be chatting later. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, what I want to do is just remind everybody about our amazing sponsors, Texas Select Seasonings. Sorry, Coward Creek. Texas Select Seasonings, Cast and Camo in all caps to get your 15% off. Sea Arc Boats. Check out their awesome boats. Deer 30, 24% off. Use the code Cast and Camo 24 to get 14% off all of your deer food needs. And great great night, except for all of the hiccups.
It
sounds like you wanted to maybe do a giveaway, Landon, and what we can talk about that after the fact. But what I would like to do is we have a couple things that we need to fix on our end to make that giveaway happen. And I would like to promote it a little bit for a week. So if you do want to do some sort of a giveaway, let's do it next week, and then we can work out the details.
Yeah,
sounds good.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you guys. This was fun.
Thank you.
Your work is freaking awesome. Love it. And I'm glad you agreed. And like I said, the dude responds quick on Facebook. So if you are checking out his pictures and you want to make an order, send him a message on Facebook. He's going to respond quickly. It's amazing.
So when it
amazing
breaks
work.
down, last thing, I guess, when it breaks down to custom orders, I do half down to start it, covers my cost of materials. And then the other half, when like a couple days, a week before it's ready to mail out, ship out. Sure. It's up to the person purchasing it if they want to pay more than half down, but half down's my requirement.
Sure.
So it allows you to spread out, a $200 knife into 2 payments of $100 over 2, 3, 4 months.
And it's nice for me. I can
So
just come over and pick it up. You don't even have to ship it to me.
Right.
I just come over and pick it up.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And I've shipped all across the country and made one shipment overseas to Australia. I'll never do overseas again. Africa.
What about Canada? Because I know we have some Canadian viewers and listeners.
I'd have to look into the stipulations. I think it's a little more lenient than shipping to Africa. It was double. It was over twice the price of the knife just to get it to them, and then signatures, and it was just so much. It was not worth it. But the kid was super happy, and that's the only reason it was worth it, because he was flabbergasted by the knife.
Well, that's what counts, right? I mean, you want to make your people happy. That's what counts. All right. Well, Eric, you have any final thoughts?
No, just thank you guys. I really appreciate you both being here, and I think it was awesome.
For sure.
Don't forget, guys, keep watching. The next tournament will be coming in about a month, so keep up with that too.
And that's going to be what, carp and catfish, the 5x5?
Yeah, it's going to be the 5x5 coming up. And yes, make sure you keep an eye on our channels for that right here on Casting Camo and
We'll
on
talk
my
about it
little
again.
private channel.
That's right. Well, you can say it's Chief Fox TV, man. Go check them out.
It's all right.
Go check them out. All right. We will see everybody next Sunday evening when we are talking to Katie Jo Davis. We'll see you guys later.
Good night, everyone.